Oh man, cadaver water. That's what we're dealing with in this city is 3-week-old cadaver water swirling around in our pipes, bro. How bad can it get in a city to where we have a dead body in one of the most what is supposed to be protected reservoirs in the area? Well, we've put tens of millions of dollars into protecting from terrorism. Mm-hmm. And yet we could have a dead body floating around in it for weeks, and no one knows it.
Hope you guys enjoying that cadaver water.
Yeah, I'm outside the area, so I'm good. What's going to happen now? Like, are people going to start suing the city, do you think?
Well, it's...
Because now it's in your body. And especially if that body had a vaccine in it, now you got vaccine cadaver water in your stomach.
There's a lot of fingers that could be pointed at when it comes to the city. I've always had my just questions on how the city would kind of protect our water, because it's not our only reservoir. Thank God we have one in Cobb's Hill. And as a former City of Rochester security guard, which I love the job. I love working within the community. The only reason why I did the job is because it was an opportunity to actually learn the city and see how it operates. Even though the reservoir is in Highland Park, it specifically states right there, no trespassing, City of Rochester public water.
So we should arrest that body, right? Charge it?
Well, no, we should figure out exactly why is it that we only have a small number of guards patrolling our water, because it is, something that you might want to keep an eye on. Like, you could literally have, that could be like a terrorist.
Yeah, that goes to show how easily someone can just come in, drop some. We see movies about it all the time.
Yep.
All the time of them, infesting our waters with something, and then people coming down with something. I think a Batman movie was about it too. But that shows you that we don't have proper technology use in our city to be able to say, if someone climbs this fence, an alarm should go off. The camera should automatically blink red saying, hey, so whoever's behind the cameras watching the city, this is happening. Pay attention to this. Like, it's not that hard to get sensors on these things.
I do believe that there is something kind of specific like that within the dispatch of the city security. Like, when I used to work there, I'm just giving you just an insight of how this setup looks within our dispatch. There's several flat screen TVs pointing at specific important parts of the city. You have City Hall. You can look at all the cameras around City Hall, within City Hall. They also have certain parks that have cameras at some of our parks. The reservoir being one of them, simply because it is that important. So when you walk into the office, we walk into dispatch, you're looking at the reservoir. Now, the question is, which I think the reason why this kind of happened is that they are definitely understaffed, because the city don't want to pay guards.
Well, we don't need people. We don't need manpower to...
Oh, no, we should have someone, literally, we should have an office right there at the water.
You think so?
That should be a dispatch location, because, again, you are protecting our water. Like the water reservoir is there for a reason. Just in case we don't have water, we have a reservoir that is designed to do that. And when you are, in fact, they were there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks almost. So that is a specific checkpoint. Every guard must go to that reservoir every day, every shift. Get out of your car, check the building, make sure the building is locked. Then you patrol and look across the water. It is a flat plane. You could literally look all across the water, and you could see if there was a dead duck floating in the reservoir, you could see it easily. But this guy was sitting there floating for weeks. Someone didn't step out their car. And I'm not going to put this on the guards. I'm not. Totally not. superintendent
Sounds like
down,
you are. I don't know.
From superintendent down, from specific guards that were on that patrol, A, B, C shift, they should be, someone needs to question the chain of command. What happened? How come you guys didn't check this out? Why was this guy literally rotting in our water for weeks?
Not only that, what is city council going to do about it? Like, you know what happened.
Don't ask, no.
You know what happened.
Let's not ask them for solutions. No.
They just had a city council meeting. There should have been something that came out. They just had a city council meeting last night. They should have had something last minute to say, we are going to up the ante on security at this location. We're going to buy some sensors. We're going to increase the cameras. This should be a focus. And it should have been done already.
Bro, they don't want to put money into that department. First of all, when you try to get in within that department, it is a union position. But they limit the amount of people that actually get that opportunity to.
You keep saying people, though. They could be just put more cameras with sensors on them.
You need the manpower as well. And within those cameras, somebody has to be able to look at the footage and literally see what's going on.
We got AI these days. There's no way you can't have. I have a Ring camera that tells me every time someone walks by. You're telling me that we can't put cameras around that thing that tells us that someone just scaled the fence?
And there's only one person at dispatch. There's only one person that's, fielding calls from other guards, looking at their cell phone, posting on Facebook. The human element is always going to be a problem.
Yep.
But I still believe the city of Rochester can invest in getting more guards that is designated for specific parts, especially one that could be a target for any type of just terrorist actions alone. But nefarious people who might want to jump into the reservoir for a quick swim. It looks like it's very inviting.
Yeah, it's pristine.
It's some clear, nice looking water.
Right.
You could, if you're a bum, a hobo, a homeless person, that's a perfect freaking bathtub.
So then we're going to be drinking a hobo water.
But you got to keep them out.
Yeah, it's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard. But we have a city council that is filled with people who have no background in business ideology, investing dollars into things to kind of make sure that things don't happen. It's like thinking forward, that whole forward thinking thing where we need to have leadership in those positions. We got a mayor who comes out and tells us, hey, Monroe County is telling us that we need to boil our water. How about you, the mayor, say it? Yeah. Don't tell us that the county said it.
He said it. Well, he came out. He gave his little old, punk announcement. There's really no leadership within our mayor.
There's no leadership in our city, period.
But there's going to be finger pointing. I'm pretty sure he's going to pull the superintendent in and, hey, what'd you guys do? You guys didn't patrol this area? Because literally, Mike, just going back to my time, there's 2 reservoirs on that section. Right. So you would start off, you would go lock up the cemetery, Mount Hope Cemetery, and then the reservoir would be pretty much your next stop. And you're only spending maybe 5 to 10 minutes at each location. Okay. But you're supposed to spend a little bit more because you are patrolling that area. You're supposed to look and say, okay, this spot is clear before you go to the next. No, I'm pretty sure they pulled up, put their car in park, pulled their cell phone out, started scrolling Facebook, and didn't think that this is the day someone's rotting in our water.
That's right. And that's why we shouldn't rely on the human being to patrol that. I'm telling you, I'm a technology person. I'm all invested in technology. I understand we need to give people jobs. I get it. But there is human error far too many times. And for something like this, when we're talking about our drinking water, when we talk about things like IT infrastructure, we need to have technology in place to make sure that we are accounting for human error. Yes, there needs to be a human being behind the camera. They're watching the entire freaking field of what's going on.
But the camera's infrared, though. Like the camera.
That's fine, but that's fine. But is it alerting?
That's the main question.
Yes. We need to have an alert system.
I was told that it was back when I was working, but I don't know if that was the case.
Well, it's certainly not to the point where I would expect that we should be technology wise in this city. But I've been pushing for quite some time with bringing in technology to be able to utilize it to fight crime. I know that, you as a Republican, you've told me that you're completely against, having any kind of video watching us, which I get, I understand. But, one of the topics I brought up was having a drone that's connected to the shot spotter. When a shot spotter goes off, the drone goes up. This is the technology that I believe our city is lagging behind on, because if we can have a person, let's say he scaled the fence and got into the water. Let's say he, I don't know, got between the barriers, whatever. Let's ask one of the Mexican immigrants that came through, see how they came through the border, find out how he got in. But still, you can't tell me that there is not technology that would tell you, let's say there's a pool company out there that can install some kind of laser or something like that says the water got disrupted. It was done by a large body. It is not a bird that landed in the water. It must have been something that was at least 100 pounds, and the water got disrupted. So therefore, the camera should go off immediately and set off alarms.
You would think that, but
that's not a far off technology. That's not even utilizing AI. I feel as though in-ground pool companies have that technology already.
You're right.
Let's see what the mayor comes up with. Let's see what city council has already talked about. Oh, wait, they had a meeting last night. Go back and see what they talked about regarding this. Was it even a topic for conversation? What has come out from the city administration in regards to how to handle this and how to make sure that we learn from it so that it never happens again?
I'm telling you right now, they are killing city security guards right now.
They are, and you just did as well. So
I didn't. They're really not the sole reason why.
I get it.
I'm still trying to figure out why it took them this long to find the body.
Well, we got to jump into break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about immigrant, new laws that kind of protect them, as well as American Heart Association. Lavelle, you're going to love this one. We're going to jump into that when we come back. WYSL Radio with the Politically Correct Boys. We'll be right back.